feelings or changes that happen in your life. What about the situation when you're, well, not sure about your opinion or you're not sure what to answer to the question that was asked? You probably need some time to think. So how to do it? How to find the time to think? First, you should go there. And go is my favorite way. General opening. Just come up with something that can be applied to nearly every topic. Something that will give you time to think. And my favorite is just ask me a question, any.
Do you have a car?
Have you ever ate your socks?
Again?
Have you ever ate your socks?
Oh, I know.
Well, that's a really tough question. And to be honest, I'm going through a conversation in my mind for, well, a few years already about how would I answer this question to my child. And you know what? There is a huge difference between theory and practice. Because I still don't have children, so I still keep going this conversation in my mind again and again. But when I finally get to this conversation with my child, and my child asks me if I ever eat my socks, what can I tell apart from, well, when I was in Paris once, and I left one of the smelly cheeses open, not refrigerated, and woke up in the morning, summer, so believe me, it was hot, over 20 degrees for a whole night. I woke up and realized that my whole room smells of socks. So yeah, in theory, I have eaten my socks already. And you know what? The story of Paris came to my mind in the very last moment before I started telling you that. And the story about the kid that I'm going to the conversation in my mind with is something that I came up with like over a year ago. The general opening that will give you time to think. The second idea is to have SUS. And Dave, I think that you are pretty familiar with that. Seemingly unrelated story.
Okay, so that's me.
That's your story. That's the black magic of table topics. For each contest, for each table topic session, you can have something prepared. The story that you write down for, I don't know, a minute 30. And this, because you know it, because you memorized it already, can give you time to think. The same way as the general opening. This can be funny story, so you can make them laugh in the first place. So what to do if you totally don't know anything or have totally no opinion on the topic? Any ideas?
Around? D.
D.
Die. Deny everything.
That's a good point. I was thinking about other words. Deflect. Like, for example, do you think it's, for example, a car? Do you think it's useful to have a car in our city? Well, I have no opinion on that, but I can tell you that I'm really satisfied with public transportation. I travel by tram every day. You get the idea? I was asked about
Peter once showed me such an example that you deflect the topic by saying, well, it's not my pair of shoes, but my friend from Brazil, who gives that?
and you give a story. You actually keep the answer to the topic. So, Dave, would you like to try?
Alejandro. He's German. And to be honest, he told me that he once climbed the Eiffel Tower. He's a climber, professional climber. He climbed every mountain in Peru. He climbed every building in Peru. He tried even Brazil, but he didn't get his passport. So he decided to go to Paris this way. The usual people just take some steps and then drive an elevator. But not Alejandro, the German. He chose the different way because he just can't be the simple guy, like everyone standing in a line. So he started to simply climb the Eiffel Tower, one step after another, and because he's very, very small for a Peruvian, a German Peruvian of course, they simply could not spot him because they were too busy with their cheese and wine. And when he was at the very top, almost reaching to the flag, they finally spotted and something in French, and he understood that maybe this night will be spent in a different place than hotel.
You deflected pretty nicely because you also related to the Eiffel. I know at Jacek we're over 15, but we also have good contestants here. So thank you for keeping my time. And the other way that's pretty alike. If the question is something that you can answer to with one word or one sentence and nothing else comes to your mind, what can you do?
Answer and guess.
Answer, Shirley. And
With guess.
just go. Like for example, the car. Do you think it's worse to have a car? No, but that's not something I would like to talk about. Recently I started eating more vegetables and fruits. And you know what? It's great. And guess what? This really happens sometimes and people get really good reception of such answers. I don't know why. Well, practically they answered. Yes, no, I don't know. Yeah?
What's your experience with using these techniques during contests? Because we know that usually they give you points for
relating to the topic.
body, for conclusions, and for example, when you make your mini speech. Have you ever used that during contests?
I haven't been on as many contests as you think I may have been.
Yeah, but in my opinion it works.
For example, if you're getting a question about catching someone red-handed, and you start with, imagine an ocean, and you convey your story through several plots, seemingly totally unrelated, and you tell a 2-minute story about nothing related to being caught red-handed, and you mention it in one sentence, you can win. That's the living proof. And finally, if you don't know anything about the topic, there's another way to do it. Lie. Exactly. Lie, and lie big. And I'm not a really big fan of this one, so who liked it?
My ethics hurts.
Yeah, this is, if you know nothing on the topic, you can always lie.
This is like every different topic. I mean, it's for me.
No, it's not. I really was in Paris once. And the story about the cheese is real.
But Alejandro the German, on the other hand.
Or it's not real.
But I think the car is still that loud.
You lied about it.
Of course.
This is another way of answering table topics. If you know nothing on the topic, totally nothing on the topic, you just can come up with a story, you can just come up with anything that comes to your mind, even if it should be based on strict facts. You can come up with numbers, you can come up with statistics that are totally made up. So, you know, I'm not a really big fan of that, because my morals are still above the ground level. Not too high, but well. So, is answering table topics really that hard? I can give you an answer. shortcut.
Not exactly.
No, you have seen several people that were trying to attune to these strategies of answering table topics. And if you'd like to try, Jack, do we still have a few minutes?
Yes, of course.
Who would like to try? It's my meeting. Sorry. Okay, Adam. Where are you from?
Okay, so I was told, because I don't have any memory of it, of course, that I was born in Łódź, and I generally live in this city. I think it's a very nice city, especially from a few years back. And well, what can I say more? I think it's a city we all know very well. I'm done. I'm sorry.
That's the start. It's good to start with something. Okay, why do the traffic lights change the way they do? Used to know?
The reason I'm always thinking about why there are just only 3 lights that we need to follow. And I've got a conclusion about it. Definitely it was invented by a guy. Because come on, can you imagine there's so many colors all over the world. You've got even like 50 shades of gray, and you've got like so many shades of yellow, green, and red, and someone limited it just to 3? It's unfair. It's unfair to those colors that exist all over the world. So I think that we need to do something with that. There are so many different organizations who are fighting about different things. So I think I have the feeling right now that we need to fight as well for the colors that are limited on the traffic. Because can you imagine you're standing at the traffic and you've got different colors. You could have even the rainbow. It could change your mind, it could change your energy while you are standing at the traffic light. So the next time we need to think about it, and we need to organize some coalition or some active group to do the change.